April 30th, 1985. A truck driver in Japan stops at a vending machine. He buys a vitamin drink. 30 minutes later, he's violently ill. 1 month later, he's dead. Over the next 7 months, 11 more people would die the same way. 35 others would be poisoned, all from drinks they bought or found at vending machines across Japan. The killer never met their victims, never spoke to them, never even saw them die. They just poisoned bottles of soda, placed them in vending machines, and walked away. To this day, nobody knows who did it or why. This is the story of the Paraquat Murders, Japan's deadliest unsolved product tampering case. Japan in 1985 had over 5 million vending machines, more per capita than any country in the world. They were everywhere. Train stations, street corners, office buildings, schools. You could buy anything from hot coffee to cold beer 24 hours a day, and they were completely unguarded. No cameras, no locks on the dispensing bins. Just machines sitting on sidewalks, restocked every few days. On April 30th, a 45-year-old truck driver stopped at a vending machine in Fukuyama, Hiroshima. The machine was dispensing Aronamin C, a popular vitamin energy drink. The company was running a promotion, buy one, get one free. The driver bought 2 bottles. He drank them both. 30 minutes later, he felt sick, burning in his throat, nausea, vomiting. By the time he reached the hospital, his organs were shutting down. He died on May 30th, 1 month after drinking those bottles. Medical tests revealed the cause, paraquat dichloride, a herbicide used to kill weeds, one of the most toxic chemicals available to humans. There is no antidote. Once ingested, it destroys your lungs, kidneys, liver. Death can take hours, days, or weeks, depending on the dose. And in 1985, you could buy Paraquat in Japan without a prescription, without showing ID, as long as you said you needed it for agriculture. At first, police thought it was an isolated incident, a tragic accident. Maybe the driver had mistakenly drunk weed killer. But then it happened again. September 11, 1985. Haruo Otsu, a 52-year-old man, stopped at a vending machine on his way to go fishing. He found 2 free bottles of Aronamin C sitting in the dispensing bin. Thinking he'd gotten lucky with a promotion, he drank both. He died 52 hours later. The same day, 180 kilometers away, a college student bought a bottle of real gold from a vending machine. Same thing. Poison. September 25th. A man in Wakayama Prefecture. Poison. September 26th. A 40-year-old woman in Shizuoka. Poison. October brought 4 more deaths. November brought 2 more, including a 17-year-old girl from Saitama. She was the only female victim. She was also the last. By mid-November, 12 people were dead. 35 were hospitalized. And Japan was in a state of panic. The killer's strategy was terrifyingly simple. Aronamin C came in small glass bottles with metal screw caps. The killer would buy bottles, take them home, carefully open them without breaking the seal too obviously, pour in liquid paraquat, and reseal them. Then they'd return to vending machines and place the poison bottles where victims would find them, on top of machines, inside dispensing bins, or even loaded directly into machines when operators weren't looking. The victims thought they were getting free drinks from a promotion. Instead, they were drinking poison. The poisonings happened across western and central Japan and even Tokyo, hundreds of kilometers apart. No pattern to locations. No connection between the victims. A truck driver, a businessman, a college student, a housewife, a teenage girl. Random, indiscriminate, malicious. 1 bottle was poisoned with dichloride instead of paraquat, suggesting either a copycat or someone experimenting with different herbicides. Whoever was doing this had access to agricultural chemicals and the ability to travel across Japan. They could be anywhere. They could strike again at any time. By late September, Japan's National Police Agency launched a nationwide campaign. They distributed 1.3 million warning stickers to place on vending machines across the country. Leaflets were handed out in Tokyo and other major cities. Television news ran constant updates. The warnings told people, inspect drink slots, look for suspicious containers, check for tampered caps, don't drink anything left in dispensing bins. Parents forbade their children from using vending machines. Sales plummeted. Some operators temporarily shut down their machines out of fear and financial loss. A spokesman for the Japanese Soft Drink Bottlers Association made a controversial statement. If only consumers were more cautious, they would have seen that some tampering had been done. He blamed the victims. But how were they supposed to know? The killer was careful. The caps looked normal. The bottles looked sealed. And people trusted vending machines. They'd been using them their whole lives without incident. The panic worked. After November 17th, 1985, the poisoning stopped. Whether the killer was deterred by the warnings, caught the attention they wanted, or simply stopped for unknown reasons, no one knows. Police launched a massive investigation. They tested thousands of bottles, inspected hundreds of vending machines, interviewed countless people, but they found nothing. No witnesses, no surveillance footage, no fingerprints, no DNA evidence. The killer chose low-traffic areas where machines sat alone, unmonitored. In 1985, security cameras were rare. Forensic technology was limited, and there was no obvious motive. The victims had nothing in common. They lived in different cities, different ages, different professions, different genders. Was it terrorism? A grudge against the drink company? Someone who wanted to cause mass panic? A disturbed individual acting randomly? Police couldn't determine if it was one person or multiple people. If the Paraquat poisoning was a copycat or the same perpetrator. The case went cold. In 1986, Japan changed regulations around Paraquat to make it less accessible, but it still accounted for 40% of pesticide poisoning deaths by 2002. In 1998, there was another wave of drink poisonings in vending machines and convenience stores. But those cases were never definitively linked to the 1985 murders. It's been nearly 40 years. 12 people are dead. 35 others survive with permanent injuries, lung damage, kidney failure, chronic illness. The killer was never identified, never arrested, never charged, but there's still hope. In 2010, Japan abolished the statute of limitations for murder. That means even though the crimes happened in 1985, if the killer is identified today, they can still be prosecuted. The law applies retroactively. Whoever did this could still be alive. They could be in their 60s or 70s now. They might have children, grandchildren, a normal life, or they might be dead, taking their secret to the grave. But somewhere in Japan's unsolved case files, evidence still exists. Bottles, records, reports, and if DNA technology advances enough, if someone comes forward with information, if a deathbed confession is made, this case could finally be solved. Until then, the Paraquat murders remain one of Japan's most chilling unsolved mysteries. A faceless killer who terrorized a nation and was never caught.